Hello, YouTube. It is 11:07 p.m. Saturday, February 5th, 2022. I fell asleep kind of late this afternoon. I saw in the last video I made it back from my last errands, those being bringing an eBay order to the post office, and also bringing a return to the Amazon Fulfillment Center and Return Center on 48th Street, just south of Washington. By the time I made it home, it was already kind of creeping into the afternoon, and I was just awake. And a lot of that didn't have to do with, how late I was up running errands. A lot of it had to do that I slept much of Friday. As much as I figured this would be kind of a natural for me to adjust to the graveyard schedule, it's so far hasn't been. And I think so that has to do with the fact that I've just got this, gap of free time on the weekend, which is nice. I mean, my body kind of needs to recover from the work I'm doing at Amazon. Oh, by the way, I'm walking through Pierce Park, in case y'all couldn't tell that. I was kind of taking a shortcut. So I was debating when I got up. With just staying in bed and chilling at home, which was tempting. But I was worried I'd fall back asleep, and I feel like I just gotta force myself to be up right now for a while, and then go to sleep, mid morning tomorrow, early morning tomorrow, or I'm probably really going to struggle getting up in time to go into Amazon on Amazon tomorrow evening. Trying to remember. Oh, okay. I was trying to remember how I got to work there. Sunday's a whole different schedule as far as buses, and it's a much weaker schedule for buses. And so far I've worked 2 Sundays, and both of them I've got there in time. The very first one, Priscilla was kind enough to give me a ride, which may actually be an option tomorrow. And the second Sunday, which was last Sunday, I went to my storage, as I was really working hard to get one of my storage units that has been nearly empty for a while, and has been hemorrhaging money. It was to the point, they've raised the rent on it. It was to the point it's almost $50, and I was just really concerned that $50 would be the difference between me being able to pay bills I needed to this month and not being able to pay bills this month, which, by the way, it was. I was very focused on trying to get that unit emptied. She offered me a ride there, so I went there, and then I think I had about 45 minutes, maybe about an hour, to work on stuff there. Shot a video of that if you didn't see it. It's mostly just me rambling as I walk back and forth between the 2 storage units, carrying not much because I got one hand carrying my phone. But I took the Van Buren bus from there, which actually worked out really well. It's actually not a bad plan for tomorrow. Certainly wouldn't hurt me to spend a little time over at my storage working on stuff, especially since I finally bought a light for over there. I mean, I've got that weird Chinese TV, radio, lamp, compass, what have you device. Did a little video about that. That was a long time ago. I finally figured out how to get the damn lamp to work on it, it doesn't provide much light. Pretty disappointed with it. And to me, the shittiest thing about it, and it just shows, what cheap Chinese plastic junk it is that there's no way to simultaneously have the light and the radio on. I mean, I kind of get the concept of not having the light and the TV on, because I would expect the light, since it's run off of C batteries, I would expect that the light would be pulling too much power away for there to be adequate power to run the black and white CRT TV in it, which obviously I'm not going to run anymore now because there's nobody broadcasting. Thanks to the FCC, there's no broadcasts on those frequencies anymore. But, oh yes, I miss analog TV, but I digress. But radio really doesn't use much in the way of power. So it would seem to me it wouldn't be difficult to operate the radio and the light at the same time. And I've kind of grown accustomed to being able to listen to that radio while I'm down there. So yeah, all in all, that's been inadequate for lighting. I did mention on Friday. God, it's hard to believe Friday was yesterday. I tell you this, just working. I mean, I'm used to pulling some overnights throughout the course of a week, but to the point where this is my daily schedule, it really is messing up my perception of today, tomorrow, and yesterday, and the day before. It's Saturday, so yesterday really was Friday. Although, because of the erratic sleep pattern I've had, it genuinely feels like this was a couple of days ago. But never mind me, just jaywalking across the oversized stroad. So I don't feel like waiting for that goddamn light. It's got a push button, and it doesn't have any kind of a confirmation that the push button's even working. So I do like that a lot of the newer signals now will have either a light that comes on or a creepy voice that says "wait" to let you know that it has received your push button. But yeah, I didn't feel any kind of. It still hasn't even started to cycle. It still has walk signs on for 44th Street. So yeah, not wasting my time waiting for that stupid thing to change when I don't even know if it's registered my button push. Still says, oh no, it just started to cycle. It just started the blinking don't walk signs. Yeah, I'm quite past that intersection, but that's fine. Let that light do its ridiculously delayed thing. Yeah, that's one thing that does suck about just the way so much infrastructure is car-centric and not geared toward pedestrians. Like it takes so much longer to walk than drive anyway. Like it sucks that I have to stand there. That if I'm playing by the rules, I'd be standing there waiting all this time. It just now finally turned green, waiting all this time for a stupid traffic control device. Whereas cars are zooming along at 45, 50 miles per hour. It's, not a big thing for them to make up their time once the light changes to go. Yeah, I'm not waiting if I don't have to on foot. Absolutely not. But it's funny, it seems like so many other people are just mentally the other way around on that. When they're driving, they're just so impatient, and get annoyed at pedestrians that are walking in front. I don't know. I'm generally speaking always down to. I mean, it does suck when I'm driving somewhere and I'm in a hurry and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. Like I'm thinking back in particular now, when I used to kind of be my Friday routine, my regular Friday routine at Bullocks was to break down my equipment early enough. I mean, nowadays when I go there on Friday, and I didn't do it this week because my headphones got stolen last week, so I had no way of working on music. But the week before, and generally my routine has been, since I haven't had a car, staying until around 9 o'clock, because that's the time I got to have my stuff broken down. I kind of make a point to start breaking it down right around 8 o'clock. That way I know for sure that by 8:45 I've got everything out of the way. When DJ Cat comes in, when the band comes in, they're ready to set up. So I'm not impeding on their workspace and what they need to do. But I generally stay as long as I can, try to get as much done as I can. And then when I end up leaving around 9 o'clock-ish and riding the bus and or train to wander in. But yeah, there was a time before that where my regular routine for Friday was trying to break down in time to drive from there to my storage, to put everything in my storage before 7 p.m. because the gates have an automated lock at 7 p.m. And yeah, I do remember times where I just be furious with traffic. It's like, come on, motherfucker, get out of my way. I gotta get there by 7. But ultimately, yeah, it's on me to kind of get there earlier, and definitely 4 months of being on foot has probably changed my mentality somewhat to being in a hurry when driving. And at this point, the few and far between times that I drive, I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to drive. Anyway, on that note, I did take 2 Ubers last week. They seriously cut into my funds. I did have a viewer, and I apologize that I don't remember your name if you're watching, and I meant to reach out and thank you directly on Venmo. I'm just not really sure how to use that stupid app, and I'm often short on space with the vlogs and whatnot. So what I do with iOS is, I don't think it's an Android thing. It's pretty much an iOS thing. I could be wrong though. I just don't really. I've got the 2 Obama phones that I use on Android, and both of those are so gutless that features that Android, a decent Android phone has, they lack, or the features there, and it doesn't work. Especially the second one. It's actually running a stripped down version of Android called Android Go, and things that Android can do, it can't do because it's not Android, it's Android Go. Anyway, iOS has a thing that you can do when you need to free up space. And mind you, this is, 7-year-old, nearly 7-year-old iPhone. I mean, I haven't had it for 7 years, but the 6S Plus is a 7-year-old model. And that's a long time in the world of smartphones and computing devices, particularly portable computing devices. So it's only got 32 gigs of space on it, and with as much as apps have grown and iOS has grown in 7 years, that doesn't leave a lot of space. And then me shooting sometimes 30-minute long videos as I'm walking places, space becomes an issue. So Venmo is often one of the first apps to offload. Oh, and I guess I was going to explain what offloading is for those who don't use iOS, or maybe do use iOS but have never offloaded. Offloading is a procedure where you can basically remove an app without uninstalling the app. So all of course I can't browse the directory structure in iOS because it's iOS. But basically all the essential data for the app stays there. All the settings, everything. It's functionally still installed. Just the executable code, however big it is, gets removed in such a way that you can go to the App Store, download it again, but instead of doing a full download and install, it just takes the file that it deleted to free up space, puts it right back in that spot, and just launches it as if it was never removed. And it's a really handy feature. If it wasn't for offloading, running out of space would become a lot more disastrous than it has been when I shoot so many videos that it's like, oh shit, I'm out of space. Because it's more than just like the lack of space I got to contend with. If I'm having to pull videos off of that were shot on the other phones, I'm having to get them off the Microsoft OneDrive or Google Drive. That needs space to cache them, and then YouTube needs a certain amount of space to cache the file as part of uploading it. All right, bicyclist wearing dark clothes and no lights. Yeah, I'm very pro cyclist, but cyclists at night on the street really need to have some kind of lighting or something. Glad that guy didn't run into me. I didn't really see him until he practically passed me. Anyway, so Venmo is one of the ones that always gets offloaded. I've beyond this, one donation from a guy, and by the way, just thanks again, whoever you are. That $40 was kind of the difference between being able to make it to work those 2 days where the bus screwed me over and not being able to make it. But yeah, other than that, and then my other friend who had helped me out with some money so I could pay my storage a couple months ago, I've never received anything on Venmo, and I don't really personally use it other than that. So yeah, it's always one of the first things to get offloaded. Oh, so I was going to talk about some other things, but I'm here at the lovely Wander Inn. I was honestly expecting my girlfriend Priscilla to be here, but I don't see her vehicle. Put that on the list of things that make me go, I'm thinking she's probably down at either Castaways or what do you call it? Castaways or Gypsy's Hideaway. Can't believe I forgot the name of the bar. I go there so often. She's either one of those two places, most likely, which is essentially being at the same place. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up and go inside, sing a few songs, and find out if maybe, just maybe, they had a chance to review those security videos and find out who stole my bag with my good headphones on them.